Previously on Phil 480.
I have got no brakes! No brakes! No brakes! No brakes! Are you all right, Sir Adrian? No!
Shit. How the fuck? Eh? Where the fuck are the bolts gone?
And now for part 2.
Okay then, part 2 then. It's the morning after the video before. Firstly, I've been overwhelmed with the response that I got from part 1. I know it'll be sort of quite a popular video, sort of, but I didn't expect it to get the amount of views it's had already, both on Facebook and YouTube, because I did upload it to my personal Facebook page as well, which may have been a mistake, but we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, since uploading it to YouTube, I've had a load of new subscribers, so thank you all who've subscribed. I hope you do enjoy my other videos that don't involve me crashing or nearly crashing. Have a look through my video history or look through the popular uploads or something if you want to get a good idea what this channel's all about. Yeah, because I also uploaded a version of this to my personal Facebook page. I got a load of random friend requests, no idea who they are. They're obviously people that have seen it from other people that have shared it. There's a few that I knew who are motovloggers, and because I know them well enough on YouTube, I have added you on there. But anyone else that I don't really know, I'm not really going to add you to my personal Facebook profile, because I'm trying to keep that separate from the YouTube side of things. But by all means, feel free to follow me on the Phil480 Facebook page or Twitter, and you can interact with me that way. That's no problem there. Right, on to the cause of what happened yesterday then. Just before I do, you might notice this. Tally bally ho, courtesy of Captain Rambunctious. I wanted to show you that a few days ago, but yeah, that was where that video didn't really go to plan. So yeah, good stuff, Captain Rambunctious, with that sticker. Right, the cause. I managed to get some new bolts, which we'll get into in a minute. The reason it happened and the caliper was hanging off, bizarrely, it was all my own wrongdoing. A few weeks ago, I'd taken this off because it was all crudded up in the pistons and stuff, all crudded up with road salt and stuff. I've done it a couple of times before without a problem. When I put the caliper back on, I obviously didn't do these bolts up tight enough, and over the last few weeks they've worked themselves loose and they've fallen out. So it's my own fault really for using one of these when I should have used one of these. So yeah, lesson learned in the future: torque wrench and Loctite on them threads. Just a couple of things I want to go over from the comments that I've received so far. There's a couple of people mentioned pre-ride checks. I do of course do my pre-ride checks. Yesterday morning when I went out, I did my usual sort of quick test of the brakes, the lights and all the usual stuff, and of course the brakes were fine. They still worked, and yeah, what happened yesterday, that happened probably halfway through my commute to work. So the brakes have been working fine through the first part of my commute, plenty of times where I needed to use them, no problem. So obviously between a previous roundabout at Arundel and along that road, that's when the bolts have come out and the things come off. Yeah, it was a bit unpredictable really. It is important with things like this to sort of have a look back over the video and things and think about what you could have done better to improve the situation. A lot of people said engine braking would have helped, and yes, that would. The only reason I can think of, the only reason I think of why I didn't start shifting down the gears was because in that same spot, probably last year, I did shift down too early once, and it did start to lock the back wheel up. So I think with that in my mind, whilst it was all happening, I was subconsciously telling myself not to downshift, just go with brakes, which yeah, may or may not have been the right thing to do. I think yeah, if I had have done it cautiously enough, I probably could have used the gearbox to slow the bike down enough so that I didn't actually get onto the roundabout. I did see a comment, I can't remember where it was, I don't think it was on YouTube, I think it was on one of the Facebook comments, saying that I probably could have made it around the roundabout at a bit of a high speed. And I don't really know about that, probably, but I know that roundabout quite well, and no matter what the conditions are, to me that roundabout always seems to be greasy. So I could have probably tried to do that, but I'm pretty sure it'd have started to slip and I'd have low-sided one way or the other. Yeah, knowing that roundabout, yeah, it's usually slippy. So I was just thinking of kind of keeping it in a straight line and dishing it into the grass or something. And I think if there was traffic coming round the roundabout, luckily there wasn't. I mean, if you've seen the video, there's a van going around just before I get there. Luckily I arrived there a little bit after that van. But yeah, if there was traffic on that roundabout, I think I'd have just aimed for that bit of grass verge and just jumped off the bike, let the bike do whatever it wanted to do, and I'd have just combat rolled into the grass verge. One thing I will mention, just going on one of the Facebook comments, which is from one of the shares that it had picked up. It kind of went viral, I suppose, in a way. I did see one comment from one guy who thought the whole thing was staged. Now, I can understand that because there is a lot of fake stuff on the internet, and it's good that we question this sort of thing. But seriously though, why would I risk my own life and the safety of other road users by deliberately removing my front brake caliper, travelling down a 60-mile-an-hour road and hoping I didn't hit anything at the roundabout just for a laugh? And this guy even said he gave me 0 points for my bad acting. So, getting the bike back home, obviously I managed to do it. Luckily, Mrs. 480 was able to get out of work, bring the car to me at Whiteways, and then I gave her a lift back to work. Then I went off hunting for some new bolts. The next part of the video I did manage to record after I got the bolts sorted and everything, so we're going to talk about that now. But after that, the main thing I wanted to do in this part 2 of the video was the story behind the other biker that turned up to help me. There is an interesting story of why he was there on the day, so that's going to be at the end of the video. So stick around, that will come up after this little bit where I'm back on the bike. Right, I've been over to Moto over in Shoreham, hoping they'd have new bolts. They didn't have any, unfortunately. So I tried Alfs Motorcycles in Worthing. They're my local Kawasaki dealer. They didn't have any either, but I have ordered some in from them, so they should be in next week. But the guys, they're really helpful at Alfs. They are really good. Credit where it's due and all. He did say have a check with the guy downstairs in the service department, and just see if they happen to have any bolts lying around that will at least help you out temporarily. So I did, and yeah, the mechanic went off looking, and he came back a few minutes later with a couple of bolts which should have been the right size. He just let me have them, so it was very, very kind of them. So it's really helped me out here, otherwise I'd have had to leave my bike there at Whiteways until I could get hold of the proper bolts, or at least someone with a van to transport the bike. So yeah, I've just got back to Whiteways, put these bolts on, and they should do fine for a temporary fix, just to get me home. They're not the proper bolts. So yeah, I'm going to get the bike back, and it's going to be off the road until the proper bolts come, and I'll get them put on. But yeah, that was quite an eventful morning. So, onto the bit that I really wanted to tell you about. I'm just going to sit on the bike to do this because you can tell I really want to get back out on this, back on the road and sorted. Yes, the bit I really wanted to share with you is the story about the other biker that turned up there at Whiteways just to see if I was okay. The reason he was there at Whiteways, you may have noticed the Armed Forces patches that he had on his jacket, and that's kind of to do with the reason why he was there. He was meeting a friend there at Whiteways Cafe, and they'd been asked to provide a motorbike escort for a funeral of a World War II veteran who has been in the news just recently. I'm talking about Bernard Jordan, also known as the Great Escaper. Now, you may have read about him in the news or seen it on TV. I'll include a link in the description to the BBC News story from yesterday, and I do encourage you to have a read of that and also watch the video they've put on there, because yeah, this guy was a hero, not just in the war, but of course what he did last year. Last year he escaped from his nursing home and travelled to Normandy to be a part of the 70th D-Day anniversary events. He didn't tell anybody what he was going to do. He just got his medals, put his coat on, escaped from the nursing home, jumped on a ferry over to Normandy to be there to remember his fallen comrades. Oh look, a magic car appeared. typical, the neighbour came back just as I was getting near the end of this video, and of course had the obligatory general neighbourly chat. Anyway, where was I? So yes, Bernard Jordan, sadly he passed away a few weeks ago, shortly followed by his wife, and it was their funeral yesterday. So yeah, that biker I met yesterday had the big honour of providing a motorbike escort at the funeral procession. Anyway, I hope this hasn't gone on too long, and I'm not sure what people were expecting from part 2. I think if I'd have known part 1 was going to be quite so popular, I probably wouldn't have teased part 2 as much, because I know it's probably not living up to what people are expecting. They're probably expecting even more disastrous things happening with me on the bike. So yeah, hopefully it's been a good part 2, but I'm sorry if you kind of got misled thinking it was going to be something else. Anyway, thank you all for watching either way. Ride safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Shit.